It's hard when you get a secondary diagnosis. You're told it's incurable at that point. With cancer or any other terminal illness, you don't know when it's going to happen. Secondary diagnosis does mean that you will not be cured. Whereas the first diagnosis, they don't know whether it's going to come back or not, so there's always a risk there. But secondaries, they know it will begin growing again at some point, that you will need treatment. And as they go through treatments, the treatments wear out. You can't have any more of this one, or we've tried that one and that one didn't work. So you have fewer and fewer, and they're less effective as you go through the different lines of them. It was on Abigail's 4th birthday, when I was 8 months pregnant, that I was diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer. So our life with children has always been, really, apart from those first 4 years, has been a life where cancer as a company does as well. I just could not believe that I could be growing a baby and a tumour at the same time. But I thought it was hormonal. And the first thing they said was, well, we need to get the baby out, we need to do this thing, we need to get the baby out, because we need to start treatment as soon as we can. So I spoke to the obstetrician. I am going to be able to breastfeed, aren't I? And she said, well, it won't harm the baby. The cancer cells are too big to get into the milk, so it won't harm the baby. Just as they're too big to pass through the placenta as well, so the baby should be fine. So yeah, go for it, I actually fed her for 7 weeks. That was a big thing for me, huge thing. And hopefully a big thing for her as well.
Whoa! Okay, so there we are, weaving in and out. Oh, here I am.
And I've heard them exploring with each other, and they very often have role play situations about being orphans and going off and having to forage for themselves and do this and find people to live with, and how they're going to get to school and who's going to do the driving.
That one has the colour it's supposed to be, but it's not fully ripe. And over here, look, if you come over here, you can see a much better one. This is the colour on top, but on the bottom, not quite.
I think about lack of time and lifespan, time in that sense. A lot of the time, I can't not. I think it's impossible, when you know that your time is limited, you've no idea how much it is limited by, and all the things that you're not going to see and not going to experience. And you can't help but be sad about that, I think. Or I can't anyway, I can't help but be sad about it. And it's certainly not what I would choose. There's people that have died before me. I'm not the first person to leave my kids. The group, I think, the Tuesday group at Maggie's We meet together for about an hour more, usually actually more like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. But it isn't necessarily always the words and the sharing of thoughts and feelings. It can be a hug or a touch or a look across the room, or that just that person understands. That person's been there. You join the group knowing that this is a fluid group, and knowing that when you join, people are going to be leaving the group. Maybe they'll go before me, maybe I'll go before them, I don't know. Nobody knows. But we're there to support each other.